good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Morning.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. I just thought I heard an echo. Yeah, so we're glad to be here. It's Saturday morning. I got Anjanette, who's been helping out with the stream. And then we got the legendary man himself, MOZAMBONI. Mo, how you doing?
Excuse me. I have been better, but I am very glad to be here. I have actually been looking forward to this. And anybody that's been around me for more than 10 minutes knows that I am not a morning person, but I am here, baby. I am here. I am ready to rock. So I apologize if I sound a little, I did not get my Energon cubes this morning, so.
Oh, shame, man.
Well, I'll have to find some for you. See if we can make some.
Yeah, let's take over an oil rig. I figure that's the best way.
You know what? It's funny because I was actually looking because on part of my cutting and my diet, I make no sugar jello. So I've been trying to find a certain color so I can mix to make the purple and so I can make an actual Energon cube out of jello.
That would, dude,
Cool.
if you figure it out, I would absolutely eat that. I would be all about it. Now, if you can make it shine like it does in the cartoon, then
yeah. Well, if I can, like I said, I've been trying to see if I can mix the certain jello so I can make it. So if I can make it, I'm gonna do it. So it's something I'm gonna do over the holidays. So
yeah.
So how are you, Anjanette?
I'm good. No hassles this side. Healthy as a horse. Fit, fat, flourishing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel for Mo. I was just saying to him off screen, in the backstage or whatever, that this year flew by so quickly. I actually forgot to get sick. I just haven't been sick the whole year, which is good. But can you believe that a whole year has gone by?
Yeah, it's gone by quick.
Just like that. Yeah, it really, really has.
It has been crazy. There's certain times where it seemed like it kind of like slowed down a little bit, but yeah, it
just flew by. Yeah.
So I guess one of the reasons why I asked Mo to come on is because but a couple weeks ago I was on the GCA, and then Mo and myself were in the backstage talking, and we knew both of each other love Transformers, and we just got a little more in depth into it. So I was just like, Mo, I'd like to get you on. I'd like to talk to you about Transformers, GI Joe, just our passion about the Generation 1, because we're not too far off in age, and just growing up I may be a few years on top of you, but
just a few.
Growing up, seeing Transformers for the first time on TV for me was like, what is this? What's happening? I've fallen into a void where this is the greatest thing I have ever seen. So just want to get your, how you grew up and what brought you into the Transformers realm.
It was pretty much the same thing. I remember being in northern Indiana. I think that's why we aged so well, Kohlhauser. We're from northern climates. Yeah, because we basically, it was like Captain America. We just were frozen for so many years, and that's why you're still look younger than me, because you're still up there. But I guess southern climates, if you're in the southern hemisphere, right, Anjanette? Because you're colder. Yeah.
Yeah, I must practically be a fossil then out here in the sun. It's 29 degrees today, centigrade.
Oh,
Celsius. Sorry, what the
hell? Let me see if I know my math, and I'll answer Kohlhauser's question. So it's okay. So times 2, 36. So wow, what is it, like 90 something down there?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Woof.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's hot as fuck out here. I've got my doors wide open. I have a fan on me. Even my little bird is singing, and I have covered him as well, so he's not getting burnt to a crisp. So yes.
So, but anyways, to answer your question, I remember 1985. I was 5 years old, and I just remember it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and that was like, He-Man was my first foray into like that type of cartoon, and He-Man was such a trailblazer in that area. But then when I saw, because I remember listening to records of He-Man and following around along in the book. You remember those, the follow
Yep.
along, read alongs?
The little record, the 45s.
Yeah, yeah. You put it on your Fisher Price, your little
Yeah.
tan Fisher Price. Oh, geez, dude, we are old. And you put them on there and you read along with the book, and you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then He-Man was cool, but it laid the groundwork. It's like anything else. It just tried to figure out which way to go. Transformers is like, yo, hold my energon cubes, I got this. And the first time I saw a Transformers cartoon, I'm like, I am hooked. I just remember loving the cartoon. I loved I loved Bumblebee, as we all did, but Optimus Prime, because my dad was a huge dude. So like I kind of felt the vibe of Optimus Prime. I was in love with Optimus Prime because he just walked around and nobody tried to give him any guff. So
Yeah.
I loved that cartoon so much.
So for me, Transformers came on when it first came on. It came on Sundays at 11:30. So I remember, came on Sundays. I hope. Oh, am I echoing? Oh, so I hope everyone doesn't hate me for saying this, but so my mother used to take me to Sunday school.
Yeah.
And when I found out, Transformers, I didn't want to go to Sunday school anymore because Transformers was on Sundays. Like, I don't know where it was on in other areas, but here in Canada, it was on Sundays on the Buffalo station. So I was like, I got into the words, you should be going to Sunday school, but I get it how some dads are like, it's football, this is my church time, whatever. But for me, I did not want to be a part. So it came to the point where it's like Sundays was like my day, even though it was only for like 22 minutes, but Sundays was my day. So when Transformers stopped on the Sundays and then it moved to weekly, now I had another dilemma because I got to get home from school. Right. So
shame.
so that was my first, going on, on this cartoon that I'm just falling in love with. And, the first thing I asked for was for my birthday, I wanted Optimus Prime, and then I guess a bit later I got Megatron. So those were my first two Transformer toys that I got.
That's a good first two. I don't think you could do much better than that.
So now the thing is, I still have them. I don't have the boxes because like all parents, especially moms, they want to throw stuff out. So what I had to do was I had to neatly cut the boxes into their pieces, and I put them onto cardboard. So I still have those to this day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh. Did you want to catch up with chat quickly, Carl Hauser?
Sure. I see Magnum Norris. I see Roland the Wretched's here. Awesome.
Yeah, Roland, hi.
Roland's hanging out.
I'm surprised he's hanging with with these guys. He'll be hanging out.
We got James. We got Magneral. We got Darth Beast. I think I saw
Marianne.
Marianne
is there. Yeah, Patricia or Trish is here as well. Yeah. Welcome, ladies.
Yeah, welcome everybody. So, Mo, what was your first Transformer?
Well, we didn't have much money growing up in the I almost said my last name. I better be careful. I gotta wake up. In the MOZAMBONI household. So we had GoBots to start out with.
Oh, you know what? Let me go back. I did get a GoBot one year for Christmas. I got Dive Bomb and Spacey.
I can't even remember the names right off the top of my head. I got whatever the main one was, the jet fighter. I have to look it up.
Leader one was the leader of the good GoBots.
Yeah, it's whatever the jet was, and I love that thing. I remember. And they were smaller and they were cheaper. That's why we had it. But my first one, I remember, I think I was 6 years old. I had Optimus Prime.
Oh, nice.
And I had the decoder on the back, and I used to take my little red piece of plastic. And I read that thing way too. I thought it was just top like technology. I thought it was so cool. Which if you go to like toy fairs and stuff, they might not have the box, but they cut out that decoder and kept it.
Yeah.
People did, yeah. So that to me was the coolest. So I would look on the back of my box, and I had my my Optimus Prime. I'm almost positive, because I don't think they would have gotten me anything else, because I was in love with Optimus Prime. Because here's the other thing: my uncle was a truck driver for Borg Warner, so like I was into semi trucks big time. So
nice.
Yeah. So plus they're cool, man. I mean, semi trucks are, and they're forever going to be cool. So. Yeah, I remember because that was the story I told Kohlhauser. So speaking of Optimus Prime being my first toy, so
it's funny. It's funny too, because when I'm out on the road, or even when I was younger, when I start even driving around with my parents, or whatever, every time I saw a semi rig, the flat one, the first thing you think about is Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, yeah. That was kind of the part, and I understand why they did it for the movie, because even that generation from 20 years ago. Once again, I'm starting to feel old. You didn't see the snub nosed, like but those were all over the place in the 80s. That's like all you saw. Yeah, you didn't see too many Peterbilts. You just saw a bunch of like Max and stuff like that. That were like, that was what we saw back in the 80s. So that was cool. Yeah. So anytime you saw one of those, you're like, oh, it's Optimus. Yeah, absolutely. But oh yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So this is what Kohlhauser and I were talking about in the back room at the GCA before we started, because we were talking about that, and I'm like, yeah. So when I was 6, I was like, man, I'm tired of living at home. So I got my stick and I got my bag that I tied around.
6.
Well, I've always been a go-getter. I moved out when I was fairly young, I guess, like 21, but so I was 15 years a little too early. But I picked up I tied it up, and I think it was like a Superman cape. I can't remember. That's something Superman. And I tied it around a stick, and I was going to get my Optimus Prime, and I was going to run away from home. So no food, no provisions, no nothing.
Yeah,
I had Optimus.
we've all been there.
I had Optimus. So that was my love. That was
Optimus was coming with. I also pulled that stunt once. I was also running away, and halfway down the road, my dad pulled up next to me. Can I give you a lift?
Oh, you actually did it? Oh, I didn't. Yeah,
no, I was just walking down the road. I'm cross, and my dad pulled up. He's like, "Can I give you a lift? Where are you on your way to? Let me help you get there faster."
So and I guess one of the things we discussed, Mo and I, was Transformers the movie, 86, because I remember going to the theater. I went to the theater, sat there, watching this on the big screen, and then the moment the deed happened, I burst out into tears, and there were other kids crying, and then I saw parents taking their kids out, and I literally just sat there in shock what they just did. They just destroyed my childhood. Taking out Optimus Prime was like, I will never forget that day.
I just remember being sick to my stomach. I was in the theater too. I don't know what it was called back then, but it's the Clyde Theater in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's now like a musical venue. So the place where one of my worst traumas of childhood happened. Still, I wish they would have tore it down like everything else in that city. But yeah, I remember just being sick to my stomach. I just remember being ill because I was only 6. I was only 5 or 6 when the movie came out. So you take it to a cartoon movie. We saw Care Bears. you know, in the movie theater.
Mm.
And I remember seeing that. I think that was the first movie I ever remember going to. And then we were like, okay, you know, Care Bears, that was fun. And we ended up we ended up seeing that. And I just remember, I still feel it in my stomach. It's like when Atrax freaking dies in the mud in the Never Ending Story. It's just like, it's just like, I just get ill. And we had to
No, it's like
rewatch it for the Monday hangover. And I'm just like, what are you, like, I was with Jay. I'm like, this is
the
torture.
trauma. The
It's,
trauma.
yeah.
Well,
I was,
yeah, because I
yeah.
remembered how Jay keeps talking about, I don't like talking about this movie because of what they did. And I'm like, you know, in the back of my head, I kept on, like, even when I left the theater, I'm still weepy and everything. Okay, yeah, we got a new leader and whatever, but I'm just like, this isn't right. Like,
Mm.
when it comes to Optimus Prime, you think about patriotic Americana.
Mhm.
There's nobody who can actually, you know, take over that role of what he did and what he meant to everybody. You know, Optimus
Yeah.
Prime was a legend, everybody knew who he was and for what he stood for. So
Yeah.
the moment that they basically said, okay, we're taking him out, we're taking out a whole bunch of other people, and we're gonna, you know, bring in new characters. And I was just like, you know, I was still a fan, but a fan that was hurting because of they took out the most prominent, you know, leader. Um, you know, I would say in movie whatever history, because Optimus Prime was that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they thought it through. It was obviously not because they brought him back
Well, so
twice.
it's funny because there was no internet back then. There was a write-in campaign where parents were sending letters to Hasbro. And
Yeah.
what that did was that prompted changes to My Little Pony the movie and GI Joe the movie. So
I
GI
wonder which.
Joe the movie's change is so garbage. It's
Yeah.
it's like a
I wa-
ADR off screen. Hey, Duke
yeah,
got he gets a spear to the chest and his heart explodes, but he's in a coma.
yeah.
You're like, is he? I remember that one was brutal. I remember watching that on TV.
Yeah.
I remember that. The reason it stuck with my memory so much, that real quick, was because there was a bug that crawled on my back. My dad got it off me. We were watching the movie, and he's like, "What? Something's crawling on you." And he's just, with his giant ham hock, just wham, and I'm like, ah, you know. But yeah, I remember that. I was just like, he's like, "Oh, Duke's okay," and I'm like, "Is it? How did
Yeah.
he survive that?" But yeah, no. The whole thing with Transformers, the movie, is that it was the way Optimus died. It was like a, hey, look over here from Megatron.
Yeah.
Like Optimus Prime has ADD or something, you know, and then he gets like tricked by something that he wouldn't get tricked by in the cartoon, and it was stupid. And then at the age of 45, I had to relive my trauma, or 44, I guess. And it was everybody getting murked on the ship, like
Yeah.
like smoke coming out, watching them die so horribly. I was just
Well,
like, oh my goodness.
Prowl with the smoke coming from his mouth.
Oh, dude. I mean, let's be serious. Metal AF, but it was like, if it was
Yeah.
like the Who Gives a Crap characters, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But you're murking like really good characters that I liked.
Well,
And
yeah, the thing that bothered me was, okay, and this is just, you know, I go back and I analyze because, you know, being a fan, and okay, this is 86. The G1 second season continuity has already been set. So where were guys like First Aid, the Protectobots? Where was the aerial bots? Like, I get, because this movie, you still had old characters, but they let in guys like Perceptor and Blaster, the Coneheads, the Triple Changers. They were all there. But they didn't have Omega Supreme. You know, you had Devastator, you know, you had the Dinobots, but you didn't have some of the core guys who could have made that battle different. And if First Aid was there, First Aid would have been like, okay, I guess Sparkplug passed of old age because he was a prominent mechanic for the Autobots as well. So once Ratchet was taken out, you know, because that was the other thing I was thinking. You have a medic on that shuttle, but you didn't have a medic on Earth at Autobot City. So those are the things I was just like, there's other ways around. He
It
just
was
didn't.
lazy writing. This was them trying to cash in on the toys.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because that was one of the ones where the veil was pulled back, and you're like, yeah, they didn't care. They learned that lesson, like you said, real quick once the parents started writing in.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, and then of course, they bring them back because you have to bring them back. You can't have Transformers without Optimus Prime. You gotta have this. He's got to be there. So
He's the anchor.
he is the anchor.
Yeah,
he is, and that's why even for the live action movies, they brought back Peter Cullen to voice him, because that's who basically Peter Cullen is.
Yeah, poor Kiwi kept herself awake until like 2 o'clock in the morning to join us briefly. So she's off to bed. She's getting visitors tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us, Kiwi. And then just quickly catching up, we've got Jeremy as well. James, I think we've said hello to James. Yep. And Mr. Chopped Liver at No Name User. We forgot to greet him personally. Username on YouTube. Am I right? Yeah, yeah. But he says he also goes by Chopped Liver.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, yeah.
So,
hi, Kay.
Hey, Kay.
By the way, I'm not trying to just look cool. The morning sun is like going right into my eye, so I'm like having trouble trying to focus. So
I was
I'm not trying to one up Cole Hauser, right? It's hard to beat his back.
Never. I was gonna say, we got our own American version of Drinker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
I can put mine on too. Then you won't feel left out.
So real funny story. So MegaCon 2024 was the first time I ever went to a meetup. And it was just off a whim. I only live 7 hours away from Orlando. So I was like, I had just been taking care of my son. He'd had the flu all week. And I was just tired. I just wanted to get out of the house. I love him to death. But I was just like, okay, I need to. But I'm like, hey, this meetup's still happening. And there's still some Airbnb. So I go down there. So I didn't have this guy yet, but I still had a decent enough beard. Like it was still kind of long. And I had sunglasses that looked like drinkers. So I just walked around and people were like, I thought you were the drinker. The drinker. And I actually got to meet him at the meetup. And he's like, oh, it's my doppelganger. Yeah.
That Scottish accent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were talking, we were having a drink. And he's like, he's like 4 years younger than me, I think. He thinks like 41 or something like that. He's like, we were talking. He's like, don't worry, you're young. And I'm like, I'm 43. And he just looked at me like what? But yeah, no. So I fooled a few people. Because once I fooled one, I didn't mean to fool the first person. Mm-hmm. The next 2 or 3, I meant to fool on purpose, and it was pretty fun. I disappointed them very much. But yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. No problem. Yeah. So so yeah, I pretty much, with Transformers the movie, going to the season 3, and then I didn't really, I just to let you know, you remember Rebirth with the headmasters and everything. So I hated the Rebirth because they were putting, they're basically putting humans in their heads to transform and all that stuff in their guns. Where if you're going to do that properly, there could have been your perfect crossover with G.I. Joe. Have them be your headmasters and target masters or whatever. But I immediately went to the Japanese series, and that's where, of course, because they brought back Optimus Prime and then they killed him again. so that was and the funny thing is he died in basically Rodimus's arms, right? So
but that
it just happened again.
That movie just stinks on its face. Like even if Optimus didn't die, it sucks.
Yeah.
You got Robert, what's his name? I'm having a brain fart. The guy that did Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, Robert Stack.
Right? You got Robert Stack, who's just forever been old his entire life. I don't think he's ever been young. So he's gonna take over Peter Cullen, who was about our age or he was in his 40s because he's like 80 something now. God bless him. I'm so glad he's still alive and healthy. But then like he's a bumbling idiot through most of the movie. and then Hot Rod. You know, what was it? Magnum. I
Ultra
don't
Magnum.
even care about those two characters because they should have went away in obscurity.
Yeah.
Hated him. He was a bumbling idiot. Optimus is like, oh, you must take on the, you know, you must do this, and he's like, I don't know what to do for like the next hour.
Yeah.
And then Rodimus Prime finally takes over. So Optimus Prime can't beat Megatron, and he's a real bad, you know, makes a real bad choice as his successor. So we've totally destroyed Optimus Prime in every way possible in under an hour. That's why I hate that movie. It's not just because he dies; it's because they piss on his grave.
Yeah. The writers just didn't, and I get it. It's basically a toy commercial. You know, the movie. Take out the old, bring in the new, right? Because I think, who was it? Rumble and Frenzy were the longest running toys that sold, like clear into the, I think right up to 88, 89. Everyone else was basically discontinued, taken out, brought in new, but the consistent was Rumble and Frenzy. They stayed. Actually, no, sorry, it was Frenzy. Frenzy stayed right until like the 82, and sorry, until 88. So he stayed for the entire run. So, but yeah, toy commercial. You get rid of the greatest leader of all time, and then that was it.
Tell me quickly, which Autobot was not supposed to die in the 1986 movie, but did anyway?
Ooh, which Autobot was not supposed to die, but did?
Yeah, I've got pop quiz questions here for expert level.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is stuff for me.
Yeah, which Autobot was not originally planned to die in the Transformers the movie 1986, but did anyway? So who all died? That should be able to narrow it down.
Can I say Wheeljack?
I don't know. I've just got the questions, not the answers.
Oh, you don't have the answers?
I'm talking to experts here. I thought you guys would know.
We know. That's come on.
Anyone in chat? Anyone in chat?
I'm sick and I'm tired, and Cole Hauser's old as hell. All right. All right.
I'll find out for you. I'll find out for you.
Morning, Angel. I would. Well, if we can go back and just say Optimus Prime wasn't supposed to die. There you go.
I'll find out. Orb says he mistook someone that was a server for Quarter Black Garrett. At one of the guys. Old Renaissance Boomer says he mistook someone talking about crossing. Yes, you think that's bad? I thought Quarter Black Garrett made it to the Wisconsin meetup at a local brewery. Whoops. Yes, it was the guy serving the food they had.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
By the way, Quarter Black is amazing. If you've ever got to hang out with him for any extended period of time, Quarter Black and Mrs. Quarter Black are like the best people on earth. They're really cool. I got to hang out with him in Vegas quite a bit.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, he's very, very cool. When I did him as, which Transformer not a GI Joe character did we do Quarter Black as, Cole Hauser? But in the,
which one did you pick? I hope it was Roadblock. That would.
No, it was someone with a red shirt. But I was so excited I was so excited I got his face right. And then posted the pictures and Quarter Black is geez, he's got 3 arms.
Yeah, 3 arms.
Well, I mean, considering how much production he does, I think he does have 3 arms. I don't think that's AI. I think that's just the honest to goodness truth.
Yeah, shame. So we had a good laugh. I'm going to find out what the answer is to that other question quickly. I guess I shouldn't be asking. Yeah.
So just to let you know, Mo, you've seen the Transformers conventions that I do, and Jay came up to the one we did here in Toronto, but we're also coming now back to Orlando. So in October. So Jay wants to he's thinking about he wants to do a live stream from the convention. And we're going to do some stuff with Geeks and Gamers too. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So,
there you go.
Oh, yeah, you must stream some of that. It was Wheeljack, by the way.
I got it right.
See?
Wheeljack is widely cited by production staff and historians nogal as not being on the original kill list. His death occurred due to late storyboard and pacing changes. By contrast, characters like Ironhide, Prowl, Ratchet, and Brawn were explicitly planned to die from the word go.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't think Wheeljack was going to be on that list. Now, funny in season 4 Japanese, because they didn't bring out Transformers the movie till 1989 in Japan. So they didn't know really what was going to happen with Prime's death. So once they found out, they did bump him off again. But who appears is Prowl. Prowl shows up in that season 4 series. So it was interesting. Yeah, Wheeljack and hey, New Squaller, Wheeljack and they're almost. I don't know why they kept switching bodies for him and Smokescreen, but going to GI Joe. When did you first get involved, Mo? Like learn about GI Joe?
Oh man, I don't remember not watching it. That's kind of like Transformers. I'm trying to like coalesce like because when you're 5, it just you just kind of fade in. Like you remember certain things, but GI Joe was on after school, if I remember correctly. It was pretty prevalent. That DuckTales, I was like, not to bring too many cartoons into here, but and Thundercats.
No, bring them in. Bring them in.
Oh, Thundercat! All the like, dude, we were eating good in the 80s. Let's be serious. But yeah, GI Joe. I loved GI Joe, man. I loved the movie. I still have the movie because if you get on DVD, you got all the public service announcements.
Yeah,
it has all of them at the end, which is great.
Yeah. Did you know they did public service announcements for Transformers?
Did they? I don't remember that.
They did a handful, so they're on the DVD for in the extras, but they did a bunch of them where there's Bumblebee, I think there's Spike, there's a Hound, I think one of them is Trax, but yeah, they had a handful of PSAs for Transformers, so they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome, but obviously GI Joe ruled the roost on that one.
Yeah.
Like, don't jump your bike over a downed power line because that happens to everybody, you know. But dude, GI Joe, man, was goated. I enjoyed that one because the music, the theme. Well, Transformers theme is good, but GI Joe is GI Joe.
Yeah.
And I had like the little, I pretty sure I destroyed all of them, but I had the like the little what was it, the 6-inch. How big are they? I don't know. The little guys.
They were like 3.5 inch.
Were they? I guess they seemed a lot bigger. I guess when you're 5, they seem huge, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember having those. I don't remember what characters I had. I just had them and I would play around with them. But I loved the show, man. Yeah, I would make sure I catch every episode. I love Duke, but Flint had the best outfit.
Yeah.
Flint was baller with the green beret. Yeah, he was. And he had the best voice, and yeah, he was my man. Shipwreck. Okay. First of all, I know I'm going on a tangent here.
No, let's do it.
Excuse my French. I am so fucking annoyed that Ryan Kendall does not know who Shipwreck is because he is Shipwreck.
Yeah,
he's a cynical
Everyone
sailor.
says so. Yes,
but his attitude, he's freaking Shipwreck.
So you saw what I got him, right?
No, I didn't. I
got him a classified Shipwreck. Because I said to him, he's like, "Oh, look what I got from Kohlhauser. I got a GI Joe doll, Shipwreck. He has a parrot named Polly, and I was like, hold on a second. Shipwreck is a chief petty officer. Ryan is a chief petty officer. He's got the beard and the mustache
and the attitude.
Just like
Shipwreck couldn't be bothered. He's like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah,
he's him. And the fact he's like, I've never watched it. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, that is that's where the cosmic rays kind of missed each other. I'm like, what are we doing here? But
that was one of the reasons why I got him a Shipwreck classified figure, because he is Shipwreck.
He is Shipwreck.
Yeah. Beetleston agrees. Beetle Johnson agrees as well. He also says definitely Shipwreck. You've got
Yeah.
a big fan, Mo. Somebody, Clyde, said, "Hey Mo, big fan, love your work at New Squalor."
Hey, yeah, no, he's in the Monday Hangover quite a bit. Yeah, he's good people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hate these ad symbols, man. I really do. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but yeah, nope. I see you, man. Thanks for all the support. I appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Duke is Duke Flint Shipwreck my favorite characters.
Okay, real quick, Roadblock was my absolute favorite.
Yeah, Roadblock's great.
Yeah, people will be like, yeah, because he would just kind of rap all the time.
Yeah, he'd rhyme.
But he was just like Diesel, man. He like, I mean, he's like Colehauser. You just look at him, nobody's gonna mess with him.
You know, the funny thing was when you mentioned Flint and his beret, because even when he's in his street clothes, because there's a couple of episodes he's in his street clothes and he's still wearing his beret.
You have to, man. It's cool.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, the first time I watched GI Joe, because I didn't know much about it, because I was into the Transformers, but I knew I always saw the commercials. There was like there seemed to be a cross connection. So I'm watching. It's a Friday night, and Friday night on the Buffalo station, which eventually turned to a Fox station, they would show these action movies, right? And they would show like Good, Bad, the Ugly, Missing in Action, just whatever.
Nice.
So Friday night, I'm waiting, and then all I hear is, "Tonight we are showing a GI Joe movie." I'm just like, "What's this?" So I'm waiting. It starts up, and it's actually the 5-parter of Pyramid of Darkness. So when they introduce the Crimson Twins, they introduce a whole Quick Kick, a whole slew of characters. So Alpine Bazooka, Footloose. They just put in a whole ton of characters. So I'm watching, and I go to this also because the first commercial they played, and like I said, it's a Friday night, like 8:00. The first commercial they played is the toy commercial for Omega Supreme, and that's when I was like, okay, I got to get this figure, got to get Omega Supreme. And I remember because I was recording this movie too, because I threw in a tape really quick, started recording it, and then I remember I showed it back to my dad and I said, listen, can I get this? Now Omega Supreme back then was $42, but my dad was like, it was too expensive, can't buy it, you already got all these other stuff. So I had to wait like years, I think a couple Christmases before I finally got it. But that's when I pretty much fell in love with GI Joe, when I saw the pyramid. The scene where Shipwreck and Snake Eyes were going into the bar and they were breakdancing. I don't know if you remember that scene.
No, I don't. I need to.
It was awesome.
I need to look this up real quick.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that's when I fell in love with GI Joe. And I basically just watched them interact, and that's why I found a lot of you guys, because I found Jeremy because Jeremy loved GI Joe, as was into the Transformers, and that's how I found a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
So
tell me quickly, what was the original code name of Snake Eyes before it was retconned in later media?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what was the original code name of Snake Eyes before it was retconned in later media? Am I really testing you guys today?
I don't know, but I just saw the scene, and even the dog's dancing in that scene.
Yeah, Timber. Timber is dancing.
Snake Eyes was going to get it, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think everybody says he's got blonde hair and blue eyes. The way he's moving, I'm not sure.
You're saying he's black?
Huh?
You're saying he's black?
I'm just saying, if he's not, he's from the hood. So.
I don't know that one, Anjanette.
Commando. He was just Commando.
Oh, no. Okay. His MOS is Commando.
Yeah, but originally it was just a working code name, Commando, before they actually named him. Probably as he became more popular and more integral to the story, they thought they better give him a name.
Because in the original season, when the GI Joe. It was the mass device. He was
Mm.
there in his He had a different suit, and then that's when he met his wolf Timber, because Timber was caught in a bear trap and Snake Eyes released
Yes.
him, but
Yeah.
he was always known as a commando. Now they changed him over to a ninja, which, you know what, they can do whatever, that's fine. But to me, he's always been a special forces commando.
Hi, Release the McCracken. Robbie's here as well.
Favorite Cobra character, Mo?
Favorite Cobra character. I had well, if we're talking about ones I was attracted
Well, you
to,
can mention
Baroness.
if you like.
I ended up marrying Baroness, I think. Long hair, long brown hair with glasses. It's that's a look I can get with. But anyways, yeah, I loved her. But if we're talking, dude, Cobra Commander was amazing, and I'm talking about Chrome Dome. I don't know, the one with the clan hood, I'm not so down with. But if we're talking about favorite character, Sergeant Slaughter, man, back in the day, I was a huge. There's a picture of me wearing the vinyl mask, you know, the one that you couldn't breathe through for Halloween, with the totally not chemical filled pants and outfit. But yeah, I love Sergeant Slaughter because I watched wrestling I watched WWF all the time with my dad. So like Sergeant Slaughter was my life. I loved him, and he's so good in the movie.
Yeah,
because he takes Nemesis Enforcer and dog walks him.
Yeah.
But
I like Sergeant Slaughter too. Like in the movie, he was great. My favorite Cobra, I gotta say, so I love the Crimson Twins. I just think their story, it's funny, their story, because they're mortgage brokers by day and terrorists by night, where they have this legit properties management company, you know, that they can't really, the GI Joe or the government can't really do.
You know what? You can laugh at that, but we have Kane the wrestler who does the same thing. Whatever his name is, Glenn. he's a wrestler by night, but he's like a mortgage lawyer or something. So weird. But
I was a mortgage broker as well as part of my practice. As one of
this
the
was the 80s.
Well, this was the 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, I meant like in the 80s.
Yeah,
Jem. Jem was she was a rocker by night, but she was a businesswoman by day.
Yeah,
with a smart outfit. You know, you had to wear two hats because it was the 80s. You know, you had to be
you couldn't just be one dimensional. Yeah, you had to be doing something.
Firefly was one of my favorites because everyone, like, even when Cobra Commander would say Firefly, and he would always say, "Don't use my name." Destro was cool. I like Destro. It's funny because I know the voice actor, Arthur Burkhart, black guy, who voiced Destro and Devastator, and he did Stalker and a few others, but you always wonder his mentality when he was always telling off the Baroness. Yeah, he's got to be black. So it was pretty funny. But Arthur, I met him many times. He's a good friend. So he comes down to a lot of the cons. I know I think he's going to be at the LA Transformer convention. So, favorite Decepticon.
Favorite Decepticon. Man. I liked Megatron, obviously I loved because he's so cool. He's such a trash talker. I love trash talkers. But if we're talking about like cool, I always liked Soundwave. So mainly because I remember either I had it or so I knew somebody had it, but I remember I always get the name wrong. Laserbeak, whatever his name is, the cassette tape that flew out of his chest.
Yeah, Laserbeak. Dude, Laserbeak was cool when you had it in real life because it was the size of a cassette and you could like it was. So the cool factor of actually holding it, because that factors in when you're our age, is like that was cool because we had cassettes, but to have one that could turn into like a drone basically before there was such a thing. Yeah, I would say real life was that, but Megatron. I'm sorry, I like the bigs, man.
They had all the attitude. I'm coming around on Starscream though, because Jay was like, I love Starscream, and then after I see him in the movie, even though he was done dirty, he's like, oh, how it pains my heart. He just throws Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I'm coming around on Starscream in my old age, but Megatron was fire. Megatron that turns into a gun, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I know that. I've learned that as well. Just as a matter of interest, what was the name of Soundwave's original cassette minion in the Japanese continuity?
What, Buzzsaw?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
I'm hoping you guys have the answers. Yeah.
Mo, I'll tell you because so the voice actor Chris Latta was Starscream and Cobra Commander. So you would always, if you listen to
totally.
Yeah.
I don't know how he kept up that voice.
Yeah.
It sounds like it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was Condor, the Japanese name for Laserbeak.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. Because Optimus Prime's name in Japan is Convoy. So
okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. My favorite, so I was purple for some reason is my favorite color. So guys like Shockwave and Skywarp. Now, mind you, even though the Decepticon symbol is purple, but Shockwave and Skywarp. Well, Skywarp was my first Decepticon jet. So that was the first one I ever got for a jet. But so that was my favorite. And then Shockwave I just think is just so cool. But no, me and Jay, we have this like a little ongoing battle because I'm always ripping him that, but no, Starscream's cool, I understand what Starscream's trying to do, trying to take command to run the Decepticons. But here, see, this is where I have a problem with Transformers the movie. So there's an episode called The God Gambit, where Astrotrain, Thrust, and Starscream crash. They land on one of Jupiter's moons, Titan. Astrotrain takes control, and he literally, throat throttles Starscream, saying, keep quiet or I'm gonna, take you out. But in Transformers the movie, here you got Astrotrain putting the crown on Starscream's head. So this is where it's like, the Triple Changers are the baddest guys out there. They're big, they're strong, they're powerful. But Starscream plays second fiddle to them. So this is where the whole writing just goes off, because there was just like so many different, there was more than just people just saying, oh, I'm going to take control. But I get it. They wanted to take Starscream out, but even though they brought him back as a ghost, right? So
it was cartoon writers back in the 80s painted themselves into a lot of corners.
Yeah. Yeah, it just bothered me. Like you can even go for GI Joe. Who's that?
Hold on.
No problem. Even for GI Joe, I hated the fact that they made Shipwreck a comic relief character in season 2. I did not like that at all, because there was an episode called "The Most Dangerous Thing in the World," where Shipwreck, Daltone, and Lifeline were given command ranks of colonel, and they knew it was a Cobra ruse. But it should have made sense, because Shipwreck's not in the Army; he's in the Navy.
Yeah.
So he should have been a captain. But they made him so laughable, which it wasn't funny, because in the Pyramid of Darkness, he was pretty much the hero in that, by stopping Cobra, stopping the missile and everything. So I didn't like the way they treated him in the season 2 series.
Yeah. And this was the thing. It was hard to follow storylines back in the day, because network executives, when they get your after school viewings of GI Joe, Transformers. Aside from the pilot episode, it was all over the place. You would get
Yeah.
yeah. So it was really hard, and you didn't care. It was just amazing back in the day. But yeah, once you kind of look back on it, you're like, bro, were these guys? I think that obviously, just like everybody else producing hit TV shows, they're probably on cocaine.
Yeah, that's
Some of
true.
the storylines, you're like, ah, man, this guy was high.
What,
You know?
what were they smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, you know, because like I said, I go back and you watch certain episodes like they did Spike's character fine, and then when they brought in Carly, you know, never knew what happened to Chip Chase. He just kind of
Disappeared.
he disappeared. His father, Spike's father, I get it. He got older. He probably passed. So you know, it was just interesting how a lot of these characters flush, and then when you come to the live action, which I just totally hate and disregard because they didn't seem to do anything right. Now the movies made millions of dollars, they made a lot of money, but they just made that money on nostalgia with, oh yeah, we're gonna go see Transformers. But for me, I think I saw the first one, the second one in theater, and the other ones I just watched elsewhere because I just didn't care anymore because I just thought they were just trashy movies. Like they just didn't seem they didn't seem right, and they didn't understand how, you know, I'm sorry, but robot beings from another world, they're gonna trash you like there's no tomorrow. You know, as you see in the cartoon, like that one episode when they're shooting at Megatron and Megatron just laughs. You're gonna stop us with bullets. So
Yeah, which is a great line. Yeah.
yeah, you know, it was I don't know. What was your take on the movie live action movies?
Live action movie? I like the first one, but
Mhm.
that was because Peter Cullen had come back and he was, well, no pun intended, he was in his prime. Because
Right?
his voice, he was in his 60s, and it was like he had, you know, like he was ready. He had his stoic voice, even though I'm a big fan of the John Wayne Optimus Prime from the
Yeah,
first season. Like, Megatron, come over here.
yeah,
You know, he's all trash talking and a cowboy, but I like the first one. The rest of them I could care less for.
yeah,
Once you got metal balls, like literal balls hanging off the back of a character, I'm out.
yeah,
The first one I thought was pretty. I like the first one. It has its moments that are kind of like, but it was a fun ride.
yeah.
And
I watched that as well.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I really liked it. Like when they come to Earth, they do when they're proto prime and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
like the proto one and how they become what they are. Bumblebee's always a 1970s Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah,
And the fact that he was a Camaro was, I'm sorry, I'm a purist. No, the way when they did it in Bumblebee, I never saw that movie, but the way that he looked, it's like you could have just done that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was my problem. That was my problem too with GM taking basically GM had the rights to put all their vehicles. Like, sorry, Jazz is not a Pontiac Solstice. Sideswipe is not a Corvette. You know, they
yeah.
just did.
Oh, and Starscream looked awful.
Yeah,
He looks like when you take like a Swiss Army knife and you pull all of it out.
yeah,
That's what he looked like. He looked like a
yeah.
30-piece Swiss Army knife with legs. Yeah, he looked awful.
They looked horrible. Where they could and they could have still used him as an F-15 because the U.S. still flies F-15s. So they could have still used that traditional, you know, character, but they just didn't. But then, yeah, I did watch Age of Extinction. That was the one with Kelsey Grammer and Mark Wahlberg.
Ooh,
Didn't mind that too much.
really?
They,
Okay.
they did some stuff that was okay, but they actually showed the power of they actually showed like the power of the Transformers and what they can do. I didn't care for the Galvatron character because they tried this. They did make it where Galvatron is actual Megatron. So I didn't mind some of the stuff in that movie, but it still wasn't the
Yeah,
greatest. Kelsey Grammer's character made it work for me.
Yeah.
Well, Kelsey
Mark-
Grammer usually makes movies work.
Yeah, Michael Salo in the chat says it was decent entertainment, but terrible Transformers movies.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Mo, what did you think of the live action G.I. Joe movies?
Oh, yuck. I got a free ticket to go see the one with The Rock, and I literally wanted to walk out. Even though watching them just destroy London was pretty slick. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed Cobra Commander's outfit, and that was about it. The rest of the movie can just get thrown in the trash. It was just garbage.
So I hated Rise of Cobra. I thought it was pathetic and garbage and stupid battle suits, and it was just horrible. It didn't seem like it almost felt like an international force in the first one, where it wasn't a real. It didn't feel
the
real.
Acting in the first one is so bad.
Yeah.
Whoever plays Scarlet, I hope they never get a job in Hollywood again. He was horrible. And her name should be called Paycheck McPaycheck, because that's all she wanted.
Yeah. And anything with Channing Tatum, just throw in the garbage. The second one, the Cobra Commander scenes, the Firefly scenes were cool. I liked the way Cobra Commander looked. He had that pure 80s back to Cobra Commander. And Firefly, just the late Ray Stevenson played Firefly was great. Even Walton Goggins was in it for a small period. I even thought his character was pretty cool, even though he played a warden to the jail. But I just thought it was horrible. I didn't watch Snake Eyes because they race swapped them. They made the Snake Eyes Asian instead of white. And then, but I will say this: the 1994 Street Fighter movie with Van Damme is technically G.I. Joe's first live action, because Street Fighter is part of the G.I. Joe continuity. So,
yep, that's why Ken's name in Street Fighter is Ken Masters, because they didn't want to mix it up with Ken the doll.
Yeah,
so he's Ken. I remember those dolls. I'm a Blanca guy, by the way. And if you come at me in Street Fighter 2, I will destroy you. All right, I'm a top level fighter with Blanca. I destroy people. The other later games, not so much. But yeah, that was cool. I love that movie, by the way.
I was always a Guile. I was always into Guile. I like Guile's character.
Oh yeah. Well, plus his theme music was the best.
Yeah,
that's why it goes with everything.
No, exactly. But yeah, I know they're looking at doing a crossover G.I. Joe Transformers live action. I can care less for it. The only crossover I'll still recognize was in season 3 of Transformers, where you had that episode of Cobra Commander, who was in it, and then Flint and Lady J's daughter, Marissa Fairborn, plays a prominent role with the Autobots in season 3. So I don't care for crossovers. And like I was telling the chat a while ago, where the My Little Pony movie was supposed to have a crossover with G.I. Joe. Shipwreck was supposed to be a contact in that until they scrapped it. So
all I can think of is Ryan Kennel and My Little Pony Land. That would have been great. I can only imagine that
would have been funny.
That's probably what it would have been. Oh man.
Yeah. Somebody needs to explain this to me. Brimstone says, "I will distract you with unboiled potatoes."
Okay. So my last name is Irish, very Irish, and I on Monday hangover for St. Patrick's Day, I had to defend my people's food, which we boil everything. Put cabbage, carrots, and potatoes in a boil, and you put some salt in it. You put it next to some corned beef. It's amazing. So ever since that day, that was like 9 months ago, this little Brimstone, I love you. This little shit over here has been talking about boiled potatoes for the last 9 months. So he's always got to talk about it. So he's taking shots at me. All right. And by the way, is
it O'Reilly? O'Reilly, is that not the most common Irish name?
No, it's not. There are I don't want to get too common, but it's an Irish name. But not O'Reilly. We don't have an O. A lot of the Irish people that came over to America dropped the O in the Mick and all that stuff. Believe it or not, even Kennel, it should be McKennel. So, yeah, it should be McKennel. Mine would have had an O with it, So because the Irish were persona non grata. They didn't get jobs here. They were as they say, we were the original Mexicans. Like we worked and nobody liked us. We couldn't get jobs at places. Yeah, it was very, very
You were
established
scum
history.
of the earth. You were the
We were,
scum of
but you
the
know
earth.
what? We also reproduce like rabbits. So
It's the Catholic side.
oh no, actually a Protestant, but we're still Anyways.
Mo, so have you because I know you said you have a little one and stuff. So do you still have anything in your collections or is this something you still do or that's past?
I don't collect really because I destroyed everything. Like any good GI Joe owner, they all met their demise, whether it be a WD-40 and a lighter, so flamethrower, or we would put them on top. My friend, their family was. I haven't talked to him in like decades because we kind of went our separate ways. But he had so many cans of soda. We would shake them up, put the GI Joes on top, and shoot it with the BB gun so it would explode. We would go on the put the GI Joes on the road and slam our brakes on our bike on it and drag. None of our GI Joes survived, and if they did, they got donated. So I don't have those anymore. I wish I would still have my Optimus Prime. I think those were donated. We always donated. My mom would make us donate toys to charities and stuff like that, like March of Dimes and things like that.
Oh man!
In all honesty, but at least some of my toys got a second life. I would be a villain in a Toy Story movie, I'm sure, from how I was in the 80s. But I don't have that anymore. But I do pass my love to all those things. My son's seen G.I. Joe the movie. I'm a good father, so I've shown him Transformers the movie, but he's seen G1. Transformers Prime, although the animation wasn't good, the lore was really good in that movie. And Ratchet was done correct. Ratchet was awesome in Transformer Prime, the cartoon series. Like it was really good. No bad messaging. It was all about, this is before all the nonsense happened because it was like the early 2010s. Yeah. So it was really good stuff. So he was really into that. He loves Transformers and stuff like that. He's a big fan of Optimus Prime. So yes, I've passed it on to my child like any good 80s dad. So
but and I guess it brings good feel to you because you have someone who's who's watching and looking at stuff that you grew up on.
Yeah. But the other thing is there's nothing really all that good out right now. It's starting to get better, but it's just like, even if, let's be serious. I don't want to get into the pop culture kind of politics thing too much, but I'll touch it here for a little bit because it's been brought into our world. Even before all that, the reason that all this woke nonsense happened was because creativity was crap. I mean, we got the Transformers sequels movies and they suck. I'm sorry. It was all there's lack of creativity, so it was rife to be taken over. So everything that we grew up in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s was vastly superior to anything they have nowadays because these were all original IPs. Transformers did not exist. Yeah. G.I. Joe didn't exist. This was the creativity of a group of a bunch of wonderful people at Hasbro, that made this stuff. And then wonderful people who made the cartoons and then took the ball and ran with it. So I would still show them that stuff anyways. I show them movies like The Goonies. I show them movies like Indiana Jones, It was like I said, we got spoiled in the 80s from all these wonderful IPs, wonderful movies that were fresh and creative and stuff like that. That it's still worth passing on to our children. So, but as far as Transformers and G.I. Joe from the 80s, you can't teach better lessons than what came from those. Yeah. Be a good person, be a strong person, stand up for what's right, even if you might get destroyed. Like it's like, be good in the face of Cobra Law. You must fight back so they do not gain control of the BET.
They never, and that's the one thing about the 80s, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and some of the others too. They never pushed it in a way. So there were episodes where Scarlet and Lady J took command, but they never. It's not like they forced it because they were competent fighters.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah,
didn't
they were there
force
by merit, not because they were trying to send some
Exactly.
message, like, and they weren't sort of gilding the lily too much and putting
Yeah.
too much emphasis on it. It just evolved naturally.
Yeah, because GI Joe was America's top secret, fighting force. They brought they brought the top people from the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, the Coast Guard. They brought all those people into one to make this one, unit, and it was on merit. It wasn't, yeah, there were a handful of female characters, but the one thing I hate that I didn't like is in some of the IDW comics where they literally just race swapped or gender swapped characters. Like they did it with Doc, they did it with Dial Tone, they did it with Heavy Duty, So it's like, why? They had prominent female characters in GI Joe in the 80s.
Dude, Lady J with her bow and arrow. She was and they knew that the kids, the older boys liked them because they would do some little thirst stuff like where Lady J's like I'm a little too big for my britches. You remember that episode?
Yep.
I remember that because I'm like, I'm feeling something funny. Like, because she just had like Scarlet was cool and she was interesting, but like Lady J was just like she just had that kind of like that like confidence that you just like as a guy, you're like, I like that woman. Like I want that kind of attitude. I want a woman that's like knows what's up, and she knows that because she'd stay fresh looking.
Yeah,
she'd put one right here. Like she zero you in and take you out if she wanted to.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about this character. Cover Girl. I don't know what like she played a bit of a role in. I remember when one of the episodes, Shipwreck tried to get fresh with her, and she just slapped him, and he got the point. He got the point. But it was because I guess what happened is the messaging from the Rise of the Beast movie, when the director said, "Oh, we're gonna make this for black and Hispanic audiences," like it's a movie about robots. That's all I care about. I don't care about this DEI woke messaging that you need to now take over my childhood, what I loved when I grew up with, and that's the thing. That's the thing I hated. And that's always the problem with the IDW comics because they destroyed a lot of the lore, a lot of it,
Yeah, well, good storytelling always rises to the top. It will always survive. So
yeah.
Mo. Nerdslap wants to know: are you streaming from the sun?
It feels like it. Don't worry. I don't stream in the morning ever. Even though this is fun. This is a change of pace. I'm very much enjoying it. But I really got to hang up my blackout blinds. They're like right here, just ironically laying on my other blinds, not blocking anything. They're still in the packaging. But I don't know. I like my vitamin D. I'm kind of digging this. All right.
Yeah.
Let me have this.
Yeah. I said, it was just like, it's funny because Ryan always talks about I used to stream on Sundays by myself. Now everyone's streaming on Sundays. So I only picked 8 o'clock Saturday mornings because you know
what it feels like? And I haven't felt this in decades, Cole Hauser. It feels like when I would get up to watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
I was like, got up, I'm like, man, I'm tired, but kind of excited. I've never streamed in the morning like this before. I'm like, and then we're talking about Transformers and stuff like that. Of course, you start off with Transformers the movie, so we got to get the trauma out of the way. But
yeah,
now that we're talking about the good stuff, it's good. I like it. So, but you're not going to see the morning light hit this face too many times, people. So don't get used to it.
Yeah, because I know Ryan wants to do a 24 stream, and I know it's not going to be 8 o'clock in the morning. So he's like, nah, it's got to be in the evening.
Yeah, everyone's waking up now. We've got Mark Andre Roy. He's also just joined.
Good morning, Mark Andre.
Michael Salso. Chopped Liver is still with us.
Yep. We got a good crew here. Got a good chat.
You got 32 people watching, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, have the 32 people slapped the like button? Have you all subbed?
By the way, I just
Yeah,
suck. I'm a bad person.
Well,
okay, I've got
you want to know what
29 likes.
you want to know what, Mo? It's funny because I've been subbed on your gaming channel, and then when I went into yours, I was like, how am I not subbed here? But it was the gaming channel I'm subbed to.
Oh yeah, the regular one has been around for like 14 years, just because I wanted to start watching AVGN and I wanted to save my playlists. I'm an old school YouTuber, but
Nice.
I mean YouTube enjoyer. But yeah, no, it's that one. I kind of put stuff out there. The last thing I did was a Dan Vask meme, and it still gets comments and views. It's like almost up to 7,000. It's you never know what's going to hit. But anyways,
that name attracts a lot of views.
Yeah.
a lot of grandmas from Brazil. They're all in there. They're all in there with broken English defending this man. They love Dan Vask.
I tell you, they make the chats. I don't even comment in chats anymore because I don't want to be tarred with that same brush. But they're the Dan police, you know. If you dare do anything,
Oh yeah, they're like,
on
we
you.
love. What are you talking about? Gary is not the best singer. You know, it's obviously translated.
Yeah,
and
they
you're
like on you like flies on shit. Anyway,
oh, seriously.
Jose Taco still leaking.
Good morning, Jose Taco.
Lurking. Jose
Leaking,
Taco
wow.
still lurking. And IKEA boys here. I think I've got everyone now.
Yeah.
Shout if I haven't shouted out your name.
Dan New Squalor is saying Dan can easily retire with all the free grandma care. Probably.
I don't think he cares.
Well, I think he has retired partially.
Yeah.
We're waiting on man buns. Man buns are gay. It's been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in a few months. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to get away with that on YouTube, because I believe YouTube is so full of crap these days that you.
Well, he did Norfolka. He did Glorious.
Yeah,
Glorious
but
Death.
I mean, man buns are gay. The title and the content and everything. I wonder.
It hits different when you hear that South African accent. You're like, man buns are gay. Yeah, it's like
man buns are gay. I don't hear an accent. I don't even notice the other people's accents anymore. Yeah. No, who's that? Dracon. We are. Have faith.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Mo, did you ever get into any of the comics?
I was into the Punisher for a while because it was just he's just so overly just masculine, awesome. But if we're talking about I love the OG Turtles comics, like the old black and white ones. Those were awesome. I had a babysitter that had those, and I would Susie, if you're out there, you're probably like 50 now or something like that. But you were awesome. She got me introduced to games on Nintendo and freaking Turtles comics, because she's a huge Turtles fan. But the OG Turtles comics I loved. I loved Garfield for some reason. I couldn't get enough Garfield. Huh?
Yeah, shout out to Jay.
Hey.
Jay's here.
What's up, sir?
Don't worry, we didn't talk that bad about. Well, Mo defended your Starscream love, so
yeah, I told you. I told Cole Hazard I'm coming around because the listening to Starscream talk trash and give Megatron the business. I'm like, all right, I kind of see why people like him, and I'm coming around on it. So.
Well, you know,
Jay a link.
Yeah, you know what you got to do, Mo. You got to watch, and it's actually so some of his episodes, Starscream was in. So which one was it? The Revenge of Bruticus, great episode. Starscream's Ghost, great episode. Ghost and Machine, great episodes. So the Ghost and Machine and Starscream's Ghost is when he comes back as a ghost. And he starts infiltrating other Transformers' bodies. So nice. It's pretty cool. Like the story is actually fantastic, especially the way Starscream acts, because everyone's just like, oh, he's a ghost. Everyone's like shooting at him. It's just hilarity. It's just great episodes, and I really like Starscream as playing that character. In those season 3 episodes. It's a shame that they killed him off, like, because the guy knew how to work, and he worked hard. So
that's why they kept him around, because if he talked like that, didn't do anything, he'd be scrap. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that one part when Unicron brought him back to life, and he's like, okay, make the connection, and Starscream like a real jerk. It's like, do it yourself, and he takes off. So it was hilarious. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Yeah, I like Starscream. Starscream's pretty cool. But
Yeah,
like I said, Skywarp was my first Decepticon jet. So that's why I like him. I like him the best, even though they're all three. The three of them, him, Thundercracker, and Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, they were pretty much always together. So because they were the three F-15s. So
I've got another question. Which Transformer was voiced by Orson Welles?
Unicron.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys got that one.
Sorry, I should have let Mo answer that one first.
I actually would have got that one. Yeah, but yeah, Orson Welles, while he was obviously eating and drinking in the studio, he's like, right? He was mailing that one in like nobody's business.
Well, and that was his last. That was his last movie ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he kind of passed away like pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Orson Welles was it was amazing how they just got him, for that cast. And who played, I think it was Roger Cornell or whatever, who played him in the later episodes. Because Orson Welles. Well, same thing. Scatman Crothers, who was Jazz's voice actor, he died right after Transformers the movie. So they had to basically, because Jazz would have survived, but they had to recast him. So.
By the way, people, if you don't know who Scatman Crothers is, he's the guy that gets the axe in the chest in The Shining. That's Scatman Crothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Salsa says Orson was a pain in the butt the whole time they were filming.
Oh, I'm sure he was always. He's like he did Citizen Kane. He's like one of the most premier actors of all time, and he knew it. Yeah.
It's like Marlon Brando. They called the
I was going to say like Marlon Brando.
Same attitude. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Cruise these days.
If you go watch, there's a movie, it's a documentary called The Hearts of Darkness. It's the documentary on Apocalypse Now. And they just, a lot of stuff goes on in that documentary where Marlon Brando just like, I want this, like he was only in the movie for what? The movie's like 3 hours long. And he's only in there for what, like 6-8 minutes, less than 10 minutes.
A very powerful 6 or 8 minutes. That's like,
that's
a sign of a good actor. But yeah.
And wasn't he quite chunky by then as well?
Yeah.
That's why they put him in the dark, because he was a big fat boy. Yeah. They're like, okay, you sit in the dark, fatty.
So I should just dim my lights. Yeah, then I'll look thinner too.
but there's one scene on that. I don't know if you remember, because Mo, you saw Apocalypse Now.
It's been a while. Yeah.
But you know the scene where Martin Sheen was drunk?
That was real. Yeah.
Yeah, that was real.
Yeah. And he had a heart attack on set.
Yeah.
30-something-year-old Martin Sheen was smoking. He's having a nervous breakdown. Yeah.
But if you
guys see
if you watch in The Hearts of Darkness, they show that whole scene where he's so drunk, and then Francis Ford Coppola is egging him on. Yeah, come on, you can do this, and Martin Sheen's just like, he's in a stumper, like so drunk, and he's just throwing curveballs at him. So
I've just watched Charlie Sheen's documentary on Netflix. Where he also speaks about his life growing up and his dad and all of that. So that's an interesting watch if you guys haven't watched it yet. Charlie's like Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne. They don't pull any punches when they tell their life story. There's no like trying to make themselves look better. He just tells it as it is. Very interesting.
Yeah. I guess when we're talking about Orson Welles and Scatman Crothers and Robert Stack, it was funny how they got Judd Nelson. We've been actually trying to, for our Transformers Con, I think we're trying to get Judd Nelson for one of our shows. But it was an interesting cast how they did that, because in G.I. Joe the movie, you had Sergeant Slaughter, who played Sergeant Slaughter, and then you had Don Johnson, who played Lieutenant Falcon. So it was kind of interesting them getting Don Johnson to play that role.
Yeah. Oh man, 1986 Don Johnson. He was He absolutely was doing coke in the studio. I was joking about the people making the cartoon, but he was on drugs. He had to have been. There's
Yeah.
no way. Yeah.
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, it was just funny. It's just like Don Johnson's in this, because when you go back and look at it and go, Don Johnson was in GI Joe, like Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, I understand. And then they had Burgess Meredith, who played Mickey in the Rocky movies. But yeah, it was amazing how they just gotten certain casts to play. Like, and then if you go back into Transformers the movie, how they had they got Leonard Nimoy to play Galvatron. Which, it's funny because in the TV series they got Frank Welker to play back his original role. Not Megatron, but he's playing Galvatron now.
Right.
So
yeah. Yeah, I never understood Frank. That was the thing that annoyed me about the movie. By the way, since you brought up Frank Welker, they said he sounded too old to be Megatron. And I'm like, are you serious? He did.
Because I think he was a teenager. Yeah.
No, Frank. What? No, I'm saying like the live action movie. You're just like,
Mm.
what are you talking about? His voice is timeless. Like, he sounded perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
And they brought in the guy from Matrix. What's his name? Chad, help me out here. Who played Agent Smith, the actor?
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo. Yeah, so they brought him in to play Megatron in the movie, which I didn't understand. Like, you can bring back Peter Cullen, and you can't bring back Frank Welker to play.
Yeah, they said his voice sounded too old.
Yeah,
and I heard him in cartoons like Transformers Prime, which came out a good few years after that movie, and you're just like, he sounds better. He's like he's like Peter Cullen. He sounds great. The if the age is a problem, or you think it's a problem, I disagree. I thought he sounded even better because he sounds more.
And think about this: who's in the new Soundwave Robosen transformation toy? It's Frank Welker. They brought him back to do Soundwave's voice. So, and this is like now, not like what, 05 or whatever, when that movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it was 08. It was when it came out.
Oh,
yeah. Still, it's just like, dude, like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So.
What other series? Like, I also with with Transformers, GI Joe, and it's funny when you mentioned WWF wrestling, because at the same time I was watching that as a kid as well, because I think one of the first times I watched it, it was a Saturday, and I remember I saw Ricky Steamboat, and
dude, I got to see him in person. He's awesome. Yeah. Well, not in person, but like at the Coliseum in where I live. He's when he was he's amazing in person. When he was at his prime in the 80s, no boots. He would just jump off the. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, no. Go ahead, because I was just because you bring back memories, because that's when I started watching wrestling back then. I was just like, oh my god! When I saw Ricky Steamboat doing these jumps and flips, I was like, what's going on here? This is when I got into the wrestling, because I actually went to WrestleMania 6 because it was in Toronto, and that's when Hogan fought Ultimate Warrior, and then I went to when we had the Maple Leaf Wrestling. It was still WWF, but it was Maple Leaf Wrestling. I went to a match here as well. So those were a lot of fun. So I kind of grew up watching like the wrestling, and then doing the watching shows like Mask and Gem and Cops. I never really got into the He-Man or I did watch Silverhawks, because I thought Silverhawks was pretty cool.
Silverhawks was people sleep on that. That was one of the best intros of all time, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I love the intro music to that.
But
I used to watch
the guy with the guitar.
Yeah, Tellyhawk.
Yeah,
it was so cool. By the way, there's a retro toy con here in South Carolina where I live, and I got to meet the voice actor for Lion-O.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was really cool. Obviously getting up there in age, but he was You can still hear the voice. Little, well, much older, but he was still there. So I got to meet him, and he was I can't remember the character's name, but he was the one that wore the cowboy hat. In
Yeah, I can't
Silverhawks.
remember
Yeah,
his name either.
I can't remember, but he was cool in the intro because he's just jamming on his guitar
Yeah.
and just yeah. So that was like a bucket list.
Oh
Like, I
God,
got
there's
to-
someone at my gate. I'll be back in a second. See.
No problem. Yeah, Silverhawks was cool. I liked. Did you ever watch Brave Star?
Oh yeah, Brave Star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
The
yeah,
Sarah
that was
Jane.
Oh yeah, I see. That's the other thing they were like talking about. Wasn't Brave Star? He was Native American, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody loved him. He had
Yeah.
he had the coolest outfit. Yeah, it's like, get out of here with that crap when you're talking about, oh, there's not enough representation. Dude, we had the head of cops. What was his name?
Bulletproof. Bulletproof.
VP Vest. Yeah, he was awesome. He was a black guy.
Yeah.
With a little Jerry curl right here.
Yeah.
A little curl at the top.
It's crime fighting time.
Yes, in a future time.
Yeah. I love Cops. I thought Cops. I thought Cops was like one of that was a banger. The intro. I love the intro of Cops.
Cops. Yeah, best female villain name ever, Misdemeanor.
Yeah. You know what? Well, I had a crush on Nightshade.
Nightshade.
She was one of the black crooks.
Let's see. You wouldn't get away with that name nowadays.
Yeah.
Let's see, Nightshade.
There's a lot of interesting comments coming from chat as well. Strength of the bear, speed of the puma.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Brave Star.
Yeah.
Okay. That she's kind of got that. What's her name? Gosh darn it! I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, she looks good. I remember her. Yeah, she's supposed to be
talking Lana from Archer.
Not Lana. I'm talking about a real person. The Peter's mom in the newer movies. She was in My Cousin Vinny. Wow, am I drawing a blank? She looks good. She's got those high cheekbones. I'm down with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. And then of course, Jem. Like everyone had a crush on Jem. Not Jericho, but her alter ego.
I don't know. I like the Misfits. I've always been a punk rocker.
Pizzazz was hot.
Oh yeah.
Someone asking, is it Marissa Tomei?
Marissa Tomei. Wow, I was drawing a blank. Yeah, she kind of has that Marissa.
She's so good in My Cousin Vinny. Oh God, I'm gonna watch that movie again now. That was just so good. Brimstone had a crush on Dr. Blight from Captain Planet.
Dr. Blight. Oh man. See, that was total propaganda, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
If you look back on it, you're like, these guys are so full of crap.
Well, think about this. The season 3 of G.I. Joe, the DIC series, when they said, okay, we're now fighting against the environment, where they had to fight cesspool. And this is where I got really ticked off, because they made Flint basically the leader of the G.I. Joe toxic to fight against the toxic event, whatever. It was just so garbage. That whole season 3 just went downhill. I didn't care for the episode when they were fighting drugs, because they brought in the drug elimination force, and then G.I. Joe and Cobra banded because Falcon got hooked up on a drug called Spark. So Duke got ticked off, and then and one of the Cobra's Viper's sisters got hooked on it, and so they banded together. So G.I. Joe and they only banded together because they didn't care for the drugs Cobra. They just wanted the cash. That was,
Yeah.
So it kind of got a little silly. So
yeah, that was the whole push in the 89, 90 was dare to keep people off drugs.
Yeah.
And yeah.
This is your brain on drugs. You know?
All the while they're trying to get kids on Ritalin and stuff.
Oh, Nancy Reagan, just say no.
Yeah.
Remember all of that?
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, you tell that to a bunch of kids in your neighborhood, that'll probably just beat you. Like, just say no. Yeah, sure. I hope you can run fast. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was a lot of good stuff in the 80s.
Oh God, my
for
birds.
cartoons.
Sorry, Sean Lush is asking who has the bird. It's an African grey, and he's way on the other side on the stoop, or the veranda, as you would say. But he's got a pretty big mouth. Just be thankful he's not swearing yet. He's just whistling at this stage.
So we know there was a lot of series that I grew up with. I even used to watch Rambo: The Force of Freedom when that cartoon came out.
Back when we had rated R toys and TV shows, like we had Rambo for kids, we had T2 toys, we had Alien toys. Yeah, we're a different breed.
Yeah, there was so much. There was just so much to go on, and what we grew up with. And it's funny too, because they keep talking about oh, you gotta parents gotta watch with their kids. Not once me watching GI Joe made me go do stupid things. You know what I mean? Because you knew better. And GI Joe or Transformers, but GI Joe mostly always taught a lesson. About just proper messaging. That's all it was.
Do good, be smart, work hard. That's all it was.
Dango Lang collected all the Alien toys. He says they were totally dope.
Oh, anyone watch Mr. T cartoon? Absolutely, Beetle Johnson. 100%. I pity the fool. Had Mr. T cereal.
Yeah, me too. Like it was his dog. His dog had the mohawk. Remember his dog had the mohawk.
I gotta look that up, dude. There's so many core memories coming back. Let's see. For T's dog.
Yeah, he had the mohawk. I always laughed at that.
I love the 80s, man.
Yeah. I remember it. Well, listen, Saturday morning, I'd wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd turn on the TV. I'd be watching the original, because they would have the original 67 Spider-Man on.
Spider-Man.
And then you'd go into like the 8 o'clock range. You'd have Alvin and the Chipmunks. You'd have Smurfs. You have all these different, actually, it's funny. There's one series I wanted to watch, but it was part of the Hasbro basic line. It was called The Young Astronauts. It got shelved because of the Challenger disaster.
Oh.
So it was basically the same. It was the same Marvo Sunbo who did Transformers GI Joe. That was going to come out, but they shelved it because of the that disaster. So
yeah, I was in kindergarten watching that live when it happened. That was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, probably a good idea they scrapped it. Like seriously, that's
morning, Casey Cheeto. Got quite a few people.
Yeah.
This morning.
My poor bird's being likened to a smoke alarm battery.
Yeah,
I don't have
a bird. But
oh God.
Saturday mornings, like when they changed Saturday mornings from basically from cartoons to what's it called? What's the word am I looking for? To home shopping network style TV, stuff like that. That's how Saturday mornings become, because
it's paid programming now.
Yeah, paid programming.
Yeah.
Because cartoons would go from literally like from 7 a.m. till 1 p.m.
Yeah, you know why? Is because once you could get it on a tablet, that's what parents use to babysit their children now. So they're not going to sit in front of it at a given time. They're just going to throw their tablet at their kid, which I never did.
Right, Deb. Infomercials.
Yeah.
They were all over. And like even Sundays wasn't too bad, because you still got cartoons until like 10, 11 o'clock, until other stuff started happening. I remember on Sundays, because like I said, when I first started watching Transformers, that was on Sundays, right? And then it was on Sundays, because when I got into Robotech would be on at 11 o'clock on Sundays and Saturdays.
Robotech hit hard.
Yeah,
that was actual anime, and you're just like, whoa. Yeah. Unfortunately, even though we love and we have a lot of nostalgia for like Thundercats, GI Joe, Transformers, They did not get the best animation team sometimes. Sometimes you had some
No.
really janky episodes, but Robotech was always awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, me, Jose Taco, he's a big Robotech fan as well. Same with Comics Division. So I love Robotech because Robotech was basically this is a cartoon now playing in North America where people actually died. You know, aside from like Transformers the movie or whatever, but it was actually, humans getting, and I always thought Robotech had one of the best storylines,
I never got to follow it, but I just remember being just taken aback by like the animation style. It was so good.
Yeah.
Casey Cheeto says that Hasbro has a YouTube channel that plays Transformers
So
all day long.
I know they do. And they have a lot of
Ah.
AI viewers. So I just say random weird shit in there to try to pull out the real guys.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be like, I love eating paint chips or something. Like I'll just say something like really weird. And somebody are like, what are you talking about? Because the rest of it, you could tell like it's cross.
Oh, welcome, human.
Yeah. So I'll just say weird shit to pull out the humans, and I'll end up talking to them, and I'll talk to them about the cartoons, and we'll have a great discussion. I'll be like, hey, you should check out my channel, but I'll jump in there because if you look at the chat in these Hasbro cartoons, it's AI bots talking to each other most of the time. So
oh wow.
yeah, but there are real people in there. So if you jump in there, you can actually try. If you just say weird shit, you'll get people to kind of.
You know what? I got to check that out now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but they have great clips, dude. You'll sit there and watch it forever, and it's in
Yeah.
HD. It's so cleaned up, and you're just like, I need to go do something, but I'm in a nostalgia loop, and I can't break out of it.
Yeah, because I have all the episodes and DVDs. Like I got so many box sets because they kept bringing them out, and then I actually got, I don't know if you can see, I got if you can see the Matrix. If you can see my Autobot Matrix, that's the DVD. That's the actual DVD set. But
That's
yeah,
fun.
I downloaded on the GI Joe sets just underneath it. But I have them all on my hard drive anyway, so I just go back and watch when I want to watch. So,
Yeah, but have you seen on YouTube lately? They've got all the shows from the 80s and the 90s as well, other shows just running on a loop the whole time. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm with you there, Mo. If you're not careful, the day will have gone past and you're still sitting there watching everything. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, there's because of the way it's funny though, the way Transformers and GI Joe went compared to other stuff, because I know the one thing we don't have here in Canada, and I've been asking my guy who owns the Transformers convention. I said, well, how come we don't do a GI Joe one? And he goes, well, there's just not enough people here to do a GI Joe house in the States, because I've seen some of these GI Joe conventions in the US and they're huge, right? And so that's why he just sticks to the Transformers. But nothing has actually gotten up there, because so I'll go with this. So when I was at MegaCon this year, I was a little disappointed because there wasn't enough Transformers in GI Joe. There was more Star Wars, there was more Marvel anime and stuff like that, but listen, I got what I needed to get, but I wish MegaCon had, for a MegaCon size, I thought they would have had at least more Transformers, more, like Hasbro's booth was so small. Like,
yeah, it's gotten to the point where MegaCon is getting too big for its own good.
Yeah.
And when people talk about Comic-Con, like Gary, when he talks about Comic-Con, he's like, it used to be like this where you grab stuff. Now it's just like, it's getting really mainstream. It's not that it's not fun, but even from 24 to 25, it was like a huge jump. There's like, I thought 24 was full of people. This was like, you couldn't even stop to see one of the exhibits without getting kind of pulled into the crowd and keep walking, because there's just, you have to like get into the shop. Like you couldn't just peruse, you had to keep walking. And that is a problem. So I went to Retro Toy Con, which was decent size. It's in Greenville, South Carolina. They had like all kinds of great stuff. They had I saw two, what is it? What's the giant ship? Is it the Bragg, the USS Bragg?
USS Flag.
Flag. Sorry,
Yeah.
I went to school next to Fort Bragg, so I was
Okay.
having a. Look. I told you, I'm not a morning person. I forgot Marissa Tomei, the hottest piece of you know what on the face of the earth for the longest time. But the USS Flag, I saw 2 of them in box at this thing, and it was much more of a it's more intimate, and that's where you find more of that stuff. We need more of those, like a Transformers con, like a toy con. Mega cons are cool, but you're going to be playing to the lowest common denominator, which is no offense to people that like this stuff, but like weebs that like anime and things like that. Like I love anime. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting addicted to Fist of the North Star right now. I'm getting fed a bunch of clips. I don't know why, but I'm in love with it. It's ultra violent anime, and I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But a lot of people are going to love that a lot more than they are going to be by GI Joe. Because sorry, Cole Hauser, we're on the way out. We're an older breed, which is sad because it's amazing. But it's just that. But those little more bespoke kind of like smaller conventions, that's where it's at. And there's still so much good stuff out there.
Yeah. Did you see the comment from Dane Golang? He says you want to check out CollectorCon. There's one in Orlando that's pretty darn good, but they focus more on anime.
Right. Yeah, and it's probably got more stuff that people want. Like a lot of the stuff you see at the conventions is very like derivative. There's not a lot of super collector stuff. You might find a comic stand because that's a lot easier to keep that in stock because it's comics. It's flat packed,
Mo, can I ask you, do you know how much those flags were going for?
I think let me check my phone. I might have taken a picture.
Because I'm looking for I want one. I want a flag, like badly. I've always wanted a flag.
I think I saw one 1,800 in box.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's it?
I don't remember it being over $2,000. And the box was in pretty good shape. I mean, obviously 40 years on, but it has its shape. Yeah.
Carlos is very excited now.
I think I might have to stop by on my way to Florida to MegaCon and see about that because I want.
There's another one coming up in. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on your own show, but there might be a January. Okay,
Ukasa.
Toy Con Anderson. There's one that's going to be another one that's going to be close. I think they're going to have another. A lot of the same people are going to be there. There's one coming up in. There's a Toy Con coming up in here in the next few weeks. I'll have to see if they have it there. It's not that far away from me, so.
That's in the Pepsi bottle one, the one with the Pepsi bottle.
Oh, the Optimus Prime. Yeah, I found that elsewhere. So, but hey.
Oh, did you find it? Oh, so when are you getting it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it because the guy wouldn't ship. So, but I know the aircraft carrier is a little different thing to ship. So, it's 7.5 feet long. Well, the box is big too, right? So. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it's humongous. Like you don't realize it. You think like, oh, I was just younger. No, this thing is like.
Yeah, it's big.
It's still massive.
Huge. Yeah.
I remember when we were at Toys R Us a long time ago. Here, when me and my brothers went there, and I remember we saw the flag, and I'll never forget what my brother said. He's like, "What parent is going to buy him a toy that they can have in their room and a bed at the same time?" Because basically, because it's 7.5 feet long, and then it's like 3 feet wide. So like, listen, you can't have a bed. Like that's your bed now.
They missed a trick there. They should have found a way to make it the bed. Like a little transformer. It should have transformed into a bed.
Do you have the Echo 1 transformer? No, I when it came to the Knight Rider or Echo 1, I don't care for that stuff. Like G1.
The gimmicky stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. Like I know Az got the Knight Rider, but I was like, I looked at it and I was like, this is not Transformers. I know they're trying to make it Transformers. It's not Transformers.
Yeah.
No, I might have to make a trip down to South Carolina.
You might have to make friends with Dane Golang. He's got a friend who has family through his wife in Japan that always grabs him the Transformers Japan exclusives. And
a friend of mine does that too, because a friend of mine goes to Japan all the time. So he always brings me back if there's something I need. But no, thanks,
Yeah.
Angelin. I'm always looking.
Yeah, I have a flyer for that, Cole Hauser. I will get you that. I'll get the information.
Okay,
And so I was
awesome.
planning on heading to it because we talked to a lot of people there. So probably gonna meet up with Riskit for a biscuit.
Oh,
But
nice.
we'll see if they're going to have the same stuff there because it's going to be within the same driving distance for a lot of the dealers. There's a lot of people from the southeast that go there. So
yeah, because I find flags, but they're usually without the box. So, and I kind of want one with the box.
Did you see what Sean said, Carl Hauser? He said the flag was originally designed to be a container for the entire collection up until that point.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that at one point.
That would make sense for the size.
Well, yeah.
Then the parents could justify buying it, store everything in there.
Well, that's something Mo, we'll talk because I gotta figure because I want the flag is something
badly.
I see them in the area, so I will let you know if I find one.
Yeah,
so for
because I know Jay's always saying too about there's some of these retro toy stores that they're out there and they got everything, and there's just like you'd be surprised what you can find.
Yeah, no, totally. I sent him some Starscream stuff when we were there. He's like, "How much is it?" Like, there's some stuff that's in amazing shape. So
yeah, like I said, at MegaCon there was some okay stuff, but there wasn't enough for. I was like,
you never get a deal on it though, because you're not going to be able to haggle them down. That's part of the fun, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I actually made it one. So for one, because some of the classified GI Joes I bought, one of the guys, because I said, listen, I need this one. There was like 7 I needed. He had, and I said, listen, let's work out a deal. And the guy was like, fine. The other place where I needed some, the guy wouldn't haggle. He was just like, his whole thing is my prices are firm. That's it.
I get people like that. Like, I'll skip posts on anything. If you say, even if it's a decent price and you say I stand firm, I'm like, I'm not dealing with you.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't deal with those kind of people.
They're stupid because they should just price it a little higher so that they still get their price after the wriggle room. Use your bloody head.
Yeah, seriously. Then the guy feels like they get a deal. They're probably not going to return it. It's just it's simple sales. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. It's like this guy with the guy with the G1 Pepsi Optimus Prime, with the bottle. I said, listen, because he's in Pennsylvania, and I said, listen, I'll buy it. I'll pay for shipping. And he's like, no, I don't ship. So he's like, okay, I have someone out there who can pick it up. Well, he has to pick it up. I said, listen, you give me some times and I'll work with you. But the time he wanted was like, well, no, you have to come this time and this time only. Well, you know what? You're trying to sell this thing. And I'm buying it. So I was just like, you know what? Thanks for your time. I'm going someplace else. So
yeah, no, if you don't haggle, I'm not. And I know somebody in the chat said America is not a haggling culture. If you're a good salesperson, you like Anjanette said, because sometimes you'll get it for the price that you ask for is a little more than you wanted. Yeah. But it's simple psychology. If you ask a little more and you sell it for a little less than that, then the person who gets it feels like they get a deal.
Yeah.
And the person who sells it gets what they wanted. It's what they use in department stores and it's everything. It's always priced a little higher than it probably should be. And then they say, oh, it's on sale. Well, they're still making money off it. But in your brain, you're like, I'm getting a great deal.
Yeah.
So, it's just.
No, they're missing a trick there.
Yeah. So I'm always looking because like I said, for me, I'm still collecting. I'm always looking for that cool thing I can find, because like even this Megatron I got, I got it at a steal. I got a 9.6 graded Transformers #1 for a steal. So
9.6.
Yeah. Wow. I got 9.6.
That's
so
insane,
I got it.
Dude.
Yeah, I got it for basically peanuts. So there are people out there who they'll haggle. But like I was saying last week's show, there was stuff out there when I saw it, I was like, oh, you know what? I got lazy. because I was like, you know what, it'll be out there. Next thing you know, it's gone.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's you gotta you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, but now I know it's like if it's out there, go get it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so we're almost up on 2 hours, and I just I
Yeah.
think the time was flying because when you're having fun, time flies. But Mo, I just want to say, I really appreciate you coming on. This has been a lot of fun because like stuff like this is all I want to talk about. Like I just want to forget about work, forget about what's going on in
Yeah.
the world. I just want to focus on this stuff that I grew up with, what
Yeah.
you grew up with, reliving our childhood. And that's the reason why I started it. Well, because Jay said, why don't you start your own channel? And I was like, I don't know. What am I going to talk about your passion, what you love. You love your Transformers, your GI Joes, your toys. So that's what I did, and it was great having you on to because we're, like I said, we're in that same almost age group where we can say, hey, listen, I talk about your experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I like how we kind of went off into the weeds quite a bit, talking about other awesome things in the 80s,
Yeah.
like Silverhawks. I haven't talked to anybody about Silverhawks unless he was actually a voice actor on the freaking show, like I did a few weeks ago. So,
well, it's like it's like Brave Star. Like I love Brave Star. Like I got to go back and watch
hadn't
Brave
thought
Star.
about that forever, but the character design, dude, Brave Star's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's be serious.
New Texas, the planet, right? New Texas.
It's so cool though. He's so awesome. I love Brave Star. All I've been doing is you bring this stuff up and I just search for it on Google and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember what. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and like I said, I've been going back with I started gaming this week, so I've been doing Modern Warfare 2 OG. I've been doing OG Star Wars Battlefront, so been having a lot of fun with that. So, everyone who's been watching, they said they've been having a great time watching this. So, but no, Mo, just final thoughts on on stuff.
Damn, I'm getting old. after the whole discussion. No, it's just great. Like we've been talking about this, and I look up at the screen. I'm like, "Who's the pasty white guy with the weird?" Oh, that's me. Like I feel like I'm a kid talking about this stuff again. So, it's good to go. I'll leave it on this. We're not talking about living in the past. We're talking about bringing the great things from our past to the future, and it's worth keeping. The reason we're so into it, why you collect it, and why I hold a lot of my memories dear about it, is because it's an amazing time in pop culture where creativity just boomed and we got all these great things. And what's behind Cole Hauser is a reminder of how it's done right, and we need to make sure that we get back to that, and I think we will. So that's what I would like to leave. That's what I gathered from this stream is, we have a lot of great memories, but you know what, this next generation, my son's generation, is getting fed this stuff by our generation, and they're going to, I have no doubt they're going to make some great stuff too. I think we're going to have a renaissance here, and I'm hoping for it. But the only way you do that is by teaching them about all the wonderful things of the past that they showing that their parents grew up with. So, and with people like Cole Hauser keeping all that stuff safe, making his own little personal museum, it's you're doing a deed to humanity, and I'm not even kidding. It's pretty awesome. So, but thanks for having me on, man. It's been a blast. It really has been a blast. This is the most fun I've had in the morning in a long time.
Awesome. Mo, where can we find you? What are you up to next?
Feel free to drop your LinkedIn chat.
Can you grab it, Anjanette, and just drop it?
I can drop my link tree in the chat.
Please. Okay. And Mo, do you know how we raid Beardo? How do we do a raid?
You cannot do a raid until you're monetized. Believe me, I've tried.
Okay.
But all you do is you just drop you just shame your chat into going over there. That's what I would do.
Chat, you've all been shamed. Sub.
There you go.
If you haven't sub. If you haven't hit the like button, and please drop lots of comments for Cole Hauser. It helps a lot with the algorithm thing. If you guys comment away.
What are you what are you doing next, Mo?
So on Monday we're doing It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
starring
nice.
Jimmy Stewart, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Christmas movie of all time. We're doing that on Monday. Then I will be doing some gaming streams at some point. As you could tell right now, I need to focus on sleeping and getting better. I got a cold in the middle of last night, which wasn't a mystery to anybody, so sneezing my head off. Like perfect timing, right in the middle of the stream. But so other than that, I'll probably be doing some gaming streams on Mo's Game Room. My two favorite games to play on there are Fortnite and the OG Oregon Trail, where people get to be involved and they get to make the choices for me to get from the middle of the United States to Oregon. So yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. But yeah, like once again, thanks for having me on. Just check out my link tree in the chat and give me some follow on my channels over there and give us some views on Monday Hangover. We're almost to monetization. Having some fun over there.
Everyone, please follow Mo. And thanks for joining us. We had a great time here, and we'll talk to you. Probably, I don't know about next week because I know it's Christmas, but I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Mo, Merry Christmas. Anjanette, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you next time.
Anniversary to GI Joe. 199. Yo, Joe. 40th anniversary.
No, a real American hero. That's what he means.
Oh,
A-R. Yeah, a real American hero.
I thought that was just like coming from the perspective of a Chinese Muslim. Like, praise Allah. That's what I thought that was.
I'm sorry, she made it wrong, but then when you brought the Chinese Muslim into it.
There you go. Praise Allah. Come get my she chicken.
Oh, shit.